Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Welcome back to Ray County, Missouri. I know originally I said that I was going to wait until the spring to record again, but here we are, still in September, and I've decided to go ahead and give you guys a little update on what's going on. So right now we're plowing up this field that was green beans that I'm not going to spend the money to try to harvest them or do anything with them. So we're going to go ahead and get this plowed under, and then we are going to cultivate this field, and it is going to become our grass field for our hay and silage, or at least the hay, possibly the silage. So that's what we're working on right now, getting a little bit of hay done using the new steering assist that comes with Farming Simulator 25. Kind of getting used to that. It's a welcome change, especially for those that play on consoles. I kind of still like the GPS mod that was for PC on Farming Simulator 22. Mainly because when I wanted to plow, if I wanted to straighten out the edges of the field or something, I was able to do that. But it is what it is. One slight little annoyance right here is, how am I leaving tractor tracks behind my plow? I don't know, but I can overlook little things like that. Hey, it is a video game, right? But, you know, with the ground deformation and some of the stuff that's been added to FS25, I suppose I can deal with it, but I don't understand how a tractor will be leaving tracks behind the plow. But hey, it is what it is. So we're going to finish knocking this out, and then we're going to pick up a cultivator. This is going to be our grass field. I ended up turning periodic plowing back on since I found this nice little plow that's going to work. I think, if I remember right, I saw in the shop there's a nice Pro-Lander cultivator. I think we're going to go pick that up. I also added a mod that's supposed to be a John Deere. On the page it said John Deere 3-section cultivator, but then when I loaded it into the game, it loaded as a John Deere 5-section, so I don't know if I have enough horsepower to pull it. We're going to go into the shop here in a second and look at those cultivators. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to come behind the plow, I'm going to cultivate this field, and then I'm going to put down the grass, and then I'm going to roll over the top of it. We're going to do it all, and in the hopes that we get the best yield possible. So we'll get up here to the other end of the field. I'll stop and look at the shop. I did do some extra work to this field. I took it all the way over to the tree line. That's why some of this stuff up here is already plowed. You can kind of tell where the edge of the field used to be, and I just took it all the way out to the tree line and kind of just straightened out that edge. I also brought it in from that pond a little bit because I had started, you could see it, I started on the cultivator, so I had a hired worker going with the landall, and he drove straight into the pond. And I had to reset the tractor back to the shop and drive it back to the farm. So let's jump into the shop quick. Actually, hopefully you guys can hear me. So I have the sound of the vehicles turned way down in the game, but I'm using a screen recorder that still picks up the volume of the tractors pretty well. So I don't know how well you guys can hear me talking. So here's our options. So we have a John Deere 980, but it's only 4 meters wide. I think I'm going to go with this Kuhn Pro-Lander. It's 7.5 meters wide, only needs 190 horsepower, which we have. There's this Summers that is 630. We don't have that horsepower. And here's the John Deere 5-section. That 20 meters wide and needs 400 horsepower. We could pull that. That doesn't look like a 5-section to me. That looks like a 3-section. I don't know that that mod is correct, because there's no way that's 20 meters wide. like to use that, but I don't think it shows up as a 2410, which I think is actually supposed to be a chisel plow. But it says it's a cultivator. It says it's 20 meters wide. No, that is not 20 meters, so I don't think I'm going to use that one. Yeah, because see, this Summers is 18 meters, so there's definitely something wrong with that mod, so I might take that one off of my links. And then I have the Vibra-Shanks, but they only go up to 5.7, so we're going to go ahead and go with the Coon. Let's see, just keep it as it is. So we'll go ahead and buy that. I need to go to the shop and pick it up. So we'll finish plowing here. Oh, forgot that I turned my engine off. We'll finish plowing here, and then we'll go pick up the cultivator, come back and cultivate, and then plant the grass, and then roll over the top of the grass. I do have a hired worker over planting the wheat right now. That's why our money, other than buying the cultivator, that's part of the reason our money is down under 140,000. But talking about money, let me go ahead and look. We have, hey, we've got $488 worth of eggs right now. We have $98,000 worth of oats, and we have almost $60,000 worth of wheat. I did collect 3 trailer loads of straw, which comes out to $10,000, because that's about all that my hayloft will sell. I've contemplated buying a baler and baling the rest of that, which I might still do, because I'm not going to do anything with those fields until the spring, because that's going to be corn and soybeans over there. So I may go buy a baler and bale the rest of that straw up, because there's probably a good $40,000 or $50,000 worth of straw out there, so we might do that as well. So we'll just kind of see where this episode takes us. But so far, not really having any issues with this map, other than I had to level out a couple of the natural drains, some of the natural draws at the bottom of some of the fields, because if you caught it in the first episode, the draper header didn't flex on going over some of those ditches. So I left a little bit of crop in the field, but not a whole lot. So I've straightened out some fields, because it's just, I like the map. It's just a personal thing. I kind of like my fields with straighter edges for some reason. I'm not a big fan of the curved fields, so that's just me. So I straightened out a couple of fields and plowing it up this stuff. We've got, like I said, got a hired worker putting wheat in the ground up there. Over here, if I bring up the menu, sorry, I still have this nagging cough. I got a hired worker over here on 29. You can see he's putting the wheat in the ground. 27 and 28, you can kind of see the areas that we plowed where we straightened off those fields. Those are going to be our 2 big fields. Those are going to be our corn and soybeans. 29 is going to be our wheat. 26 over here is going to be our grass. So I might actually go buy a baler too and just go ahead, because I do, although they're not US branded trailers, I do have some bale auto loading trailers in here to make that a little bit easier. So I might just do that. I might finish plowing. Let's go ahead and look and see what we have. I might as well go ahead and do it instead of just talking about it. Go ahead and bale up that straw while I have it. Let's see how much money we can make from this one. Let's go into the store here and see what we have for balers. What am I looking for? There we go. Do I want... Oh, I guess I can do... I got this little bale transport trailers here. I don't necessarily need an auto load. This one will hold 14 square bales, and that one will hold 24 round bales with 130 horsepower. We have the money for it. is 90,000. So the round bale transport is definitely cheaper. So we'll go ahead and get that. And now we need a round baler, right? Oh, I don't want square balers. A round baler. What do we have in here? We have some New Hollands. We have a Coon. Got a Krona. Case IH, that only goes up to 150. I want bigger bales. I need the 180s. Those only go up to 150. 125. That Pottinger goes up to 180, and it's got a wrapper on it, so we could use that for silage. I think I'm just gonna. Are these down here because they're liftable bales? Yep. I don't need liftable bales. I think. I'll just go with the Coon. Does this go wheel? It only goes to 125. New Holland 150. Case IH 150. Yep. We get this Coon, and we're gonna have to sell some stuff because now we're almost out of money. But we'll sell all that straw off, and that's one good thing. If you didn't notice, I am using I forget what the name. I think it's guaranteed crop prices. So you almost always get near the top price. So I could go sell off the wheat or the oats right now if I need a little bit of extra money. But we might see how we get with this straw. So I'm gonna finish plowing this field, and then I might jump ahead and give you guys a little time lapse of some of the other stuff that we're gonna have going on, like the baling and the baling and the cultivating. I might time lapse some of that stuff in for you, but we're getting well underway here on episode 2 here on Ray County, Missouri. So sit back, relax, enjoy some music and some farming action.
I've been riding hard toward the borderline. I am a wanted man. From San Antonio across the Eagle Pass, down to the Rio Grande. Old Black River, you stand in front of me on a moonlit night. If I don't get across, they'll hang me up high. I may be guilty, but I'm not ready to die.
For 3 days now I've been running for my life, posse right on my tail. This morning ran my horse into the ground back there along the trail. And it was nightfall when I fell upon the bank along the riverside. No Black River so deep and so wide, and I know my freedom lies on the other side. Go back to yesterday. If I could turn back the time, I would take it back and they would still be breathing. They would still be alive. Contemplate, no place to hide. Riders on the ridgeline, and I can see them silhouettes in the night. Got to make up my mind. Old Black River
got one load of bales delivered, got a little over 25,000, I think. We were around 30 and now we're at 54. There's still quite a few bales left out there, but I'm thinking I'm going to do something different. For the ease of things, I think I'm going to get rid of the silo in the hayloft and just do bales, because I can feed hay straight to the cows, and then I'll have straw as well, and then I can always sell them if I want to. So I think I'm going to go ahead and jump in here into the construction menu. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the hayloft silo, or the fermenting silo. Now I'm going to see if... No. So it's not going to give me... I'm going to have to go buy a lease a semi-trailer to get rid of the straw that's inside. So what do I have? I have 121,000 liters in there. There's probably not a trailer out there that holds that much. I mean, my only option would be that one, I think. Yep, that's going to be my only option, is this crampy. So we're going to go ahead and lease that quick. We'll get these, the rest of this straw sold off, and then we'll be back. Yeah, $4,800. It's going to be a lot cheaper to lease it. So now we got to go get in the Peterbilt and go pick that up and sell off the rest of this straw. Alright, we got $5,000 off that first load of straw. I went ahead and loaded a second load, but then I went ahead and got rid of the building. Even though there was a little bit of straw left in it, it wasn't going to be worth making another trip for a couple $100. So we just got rid of it. So now I also moved... I sold 30 of my chickens and moved one of the sheds over so that I would have more room to get in there to feed them. So I need to get 30 chickens back in this one. And then I realized that I also sold our gravity wagon. So I need to go pick one of those back up. We're just going to get the basic... you know what? That might actually work better to put it on the right side to feed the chickens. Yeah. So we're gonna reverse the sides on our Parker there. We'll use that to feed the chickens. And then I just had another thought in my head and I forgot what it was. About a trailer or something else that I needed to buy. Oh yeah, I'm gonna look here and see, since I'm gonna use bales, $35,000 for a New Holland, $77,000 for a Kubota, $74,000 for a telehandler. I might go ahead and just get a skid steer. Yeah, telehandler is gonna be $100,000. I might go ahead and get a skid steer too. To help move bales. But let's jump in here and get this shed put down. This hay shed. I don't think I need to do any... I don't think I need to do any softening here. Or, I mean, I need to do some softening here along the edge of this chicken barn real quick. I see that. But I don't think I need to do any other landscaping where this shed's gonna go. Sorry about my phone going off there in the background. I didn't realize I had my ringer turned way up like that. Find this hay shed. Should be this one right here. Free mode. Walls are going to be white. Let's go with a silver roof. But we're going to stick with our power red, our JI case power red. For the trim. That doesn't look like that roof color changed much, did it? Let's try that again. Can we get more of a light gray? There we go. Oh, and then it reset my trim color on me. Power red. For those of you that haven't, I forget the name of it, but there is a colors mod. I forget the exact name of it, but it's in the mod hub. But if you know the RGB code for any of your favorite colors, kind of like I did with like case power red there, you can do your own custom colors on stuff. So there we go. I hope that one uses object storage. I'm gonna do some smoothing around the front of it real quick. And then, while I'm at it and I have the money right now, there's one other shed I'm going to put up to kind of help store some of these implements. Let me find it. Right here. This should actually go well right here next to it. So we're going to do the same thing with the roof. We're going to go with the light gray roof and the case power red trim. And try to butt this right up against the hay shed. And then we have a little bit of implement storage here as well. I think I'm going to put my free mode on. Nah, we don't need free mode on. We'll leave a little bit of a gap there. Actually, you know what? Does that say B? Yeah, we'll put our free mode on. Kind of tuck that right in there like that. Alright, now we got our sheds. I'm going to clean a few things up here. And we'll be back to finish this out, maybe with rolling in the wheat field. Alright, I think we got everything kind of where we want it for now. You can see the money is back to 128. We did go ahead and pick up a gooseneck trailer, and I got the skid steer on there. So we're good to go there. Got all the sheds put up. I do still need to go pick up. I reset the auger back to the dealership. You probably saw that in a couple of the time lapses. I need to go pick that up so I can get some wheat in the gravity wagon to feed the new chicken coop. But we're well on our way. Let's look. What do we have now? We have $600 in eggs. I have about $100,000 worth of oats and $60,000 worth of wheat still out there. So we do have the ability to get a little bit more equipment if we need it. I think we're down to the only thing I need is probably a fertilizer spreader and a planter. We got everything else, so I'll wait until we have cows before we need to get a slurry tank and a milk tank and a manure spreader and all that stuff. So we're gonna finish off this video by rolling in the grass field here. And then we're going to call it good for this episode. Not sure exactly when I'll be back. I guess it's going to depend. It is September already, so I highly doubt that I'll be able to get any grass harvested this year. So if that's the case, then this time around we'll probably see everybody back in the spring, because there's not going to be much left for me to do here in the fall other than maybe plow up the 2 fields that had the stubble on them from the oats and wheat. That's about all there is left to do, is get those 2 fields plowed up so I can get fertilizer down. Since it's the early goings of FS25 and there's no precision farming or anything like that, you have to put down 2 layers of fertilizer. So I think I'm just gonna buy a spreader and spread out some dry fertilizer that way, and then I'll have liquid fertilizer. Hopefully I get a planter that takes either dry or liquid fertilizer, kind of like what I did here with the cedar. Get him out of the way. So I'll spread 1 layer of fertilizer ahead of time, and then the second layer will go down when we plant. And then what I'll do is I will decide, it depends on the planter I get. If the planter I get holds liquid fertilizer, then I'll probably get a sprayer to put on liquid fertilizer. And if the planter I get takes solid fertilizer, then we'll get a spreader to put down solid fertilizer. But we can sell off the oats when we get to that point if we need to buy anything else. But that's it for this episode. I appreciate everybody watching. Stay tuned for next week to see what else we get into here on Moose Farms. As always, feel free to like and subscribe to the channel. Share my page to your friends if you like my content, and we'll see you next time.